Hello, this is Luke from Something to Cry About. I hope you're doing well. This is the place for people who are broken but brave, and it's good that you're here. It's good that we're all still here. I've spoken a bit about the ACE test, Adverse Childhood Experiences, and why it is so crucial to know your score. So I thought I'd do a video on what are the questions. Um, and there's just 10 questions, so you can count your score on your hands. Um, which is lovely to know. You'll have like a small little indication of potential terrible things. But knowing them is a big part of being able to see how potentially you are maladapted. And because we are a social species um, with communities and cultures that are mostly stable but ever changing, um, one of the adaptations, maladaptations that people have, that I have, is to shrink back and isolate myself, and try and fix myself by myself. Because, you know, if if I felt okay being myself to begin with, um, I wouldn't feel shame to need to do it in kind of in the shadows. Um, why do I need to hide myself to fix myself? And that's the same thing for you. Why do you need to hide yourself to fix yourself or to protect others from yourself, from these potential monsters in a box that you're carrying, these, this anger or anxiety or depression or any number of things that could just be maladapted ways of looking at things. Um, but anyway, so these are the questions. So count if you have any of these before you were 18, just count it. Did you have a parent or another adult in your household swear or insult you or put you down? Often swear, insult, or put down. Did you have a parent or other adults in the household often push or grab, slap, or throw something at you? 3. Did an adult or person at least 5 years older than you ever touch or fondle you um, in a sexual way? 4. Did you often feel that no one in your family loved you or thought that you were important or special? 5. Did you often feel that you didn't have enough to eat, or you had to wear dirty clothes, or that you had no one to protect you? 6. Was a biological parent ever lost to you through divorce or abandonment or for some other reason? 7. Was your mother or stepfather often pushed or grabbed or slapped or had something thrown at her? 8. Did you live with anyone who was a problem drinker or an alcoholic or used street drugs? Number 9. Was a household member depressed or mentally ill? Or did a household member ever attempt suicide? And number 10. Did a household member go to prison? 10 short questions. And now you have your ACE score. An ACE score, and it doesn't matter which ones. It turns out that it's kind of cumulative. The higher the score, the the more chances are of a certain outcome, or bad outcomes, whether it's depression or stroke or organ failure. Um, it's not great. If your ACE score is below 4, so a 1, 2, or 3, that's awesome. Um, you probably you still feel it, but you're potentially not as damaged. Um, it's a tricky thing because the ACE scores were done on large groups of people, so it's a statistical average. It's not for individuals necessarily. It's not a death sentence. So if you do have a high ACE score, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will commit suicide or have a stroke or die young. And if you have a low score, it doesn't necessarily mean that you bypass all those things. Um, for example, I grew up on the run, and every time our pursuer found us, we would have to move in the night. So I went to 10 schools and moved several times per school. And whenever you go to a new school, um, they always bully the little kid or the new kid. And I was a year younger than everybody else. And I was small for my age, so I fit both criteria. Um, but I never felt bullied. And only looking back did I realize that luckily I was just naive enough um, and strong enough, stocky enough, that when somebody came along and, like, pushed me against a wall, um, I could do the same thing back to them. And I didn't see it that they were bullying me. I saw it that they were engaging and actually playing with me. Um, so, how a child interprets something has a huge effect on what it means later on. So, if you have, well, whatever score you do have, please, it's worth looking into more, because you can't just go, okay, I'm done now. Um, I've healed. I don't think about it. It's, well, maybe you are healed from it, but a lot of people just, push it under the table, under the rug, just forget it, move on. But if that situation shows up again, like, a lot of those emotions come flooding straight back because you haven't dealt with it. There's still some part of you is still that maybe potentially bullied kid, or whatever happened when you were a little kid, and that's not fair on you, and it's not fair on the people around you, because they deserve to be seen as who they are, um, and they should see you as who you are. And by withholding parts of yourself, you don't get to relate wholly with other people. It's not a wholesome connection. Very often it'll be, oh, this is the part of me that is needy. Well, let me look in other people to see if they have that part. And then it can become very transactional. Or people can look and go, okay, well, I've got to make sure that this person is here, because if they're here, that means that, somebody likes me and I'm worthy of living, maybe. And okay, if I always make sure the dishes are clean and the house is done, and the clothing's washed, or, make sure that, there's never an argument or any friction, maybe they'll like you more, and it'll mean, that you have that security that you've always wanted in life. Who knows? Um, but it is definitely worth looking into it. Um, and it, I have to say that, with a caveat, not to re-traumatize yourself. You didn't necessarily have all information at the time, and as time has gone by, more information has been lost. So you're more left with an impression of what happened than what really happened. But you felt that it didn't. Your feelings are definitely valid. So feel those feelings, but know that not every loud noise means that somebody's out to kill you. It could just be somebody's TV is on too loud, if that makes sense. Um, I'm going to end here. Let me know what you would like me to talk about next, if there's anything. Um, well, let me know some of the experiences that you've had in the comments, that you noticed other people didn't have, and that made you think that maybe you were maybe a bit more maladapted than you realized. You know, um, it's just interesting to see. And this doesn't necessarily mean to blame the past generations, but it is there to see how maybe we have misinterpreted something, and we can reinterpret it in a more correct and wholesome way for us now, in a way that is more useful to us now, so that we can live healthy, wholesome lives, with other people, because ultimately that's that's what I want to do. I want to be able to have a community of people around me that I care deeply about and who care deeply for me and who see me and that I see, instead of isolating myself and putting up barriers where they don't need to be barriers. So yeah, if if you think there's something there, let me know and we can heal together. Thank you for watching, and I truly hope you that you find wholeness and happiness and connection in your life with those around you, and that the people around you truly see you for the amazing person that you are.